Tuning in, this is Arkham coming to you with another video review, and today we're going to be taking a look at the new Batman Arkham Asylum Series 2 Zsasz figure. Now, Victor Zsasz was always kind of one of my least favorite characters, I suppose, in the Batman mythos. He just kind of never really appealed to me. I enjoyed him in the game, mostly because it allowed us to first use our kind of like stealth fighting ability. If I'm not mistaken, he appears twice in the game. I remember very early on in the game, he appears with a hostage that he threatens he'll kill if he even sees Batman. So, you as Batman have to sneak up behind him and kill him without him seeing you. It's one of those serial murderers that uses his knives, which I'm glad to see that he actually comes with knives. And every time that he kills somebody, he scratches himself like a little tally mark on some part of his body. And looking at the actual fine details on here, you do have that, and it's very nice to see. DC Direct definitely does a fantastic job with their level of detail on their figures. Really cool. He was probably going to be the weakest one in the Series 2, but being the type of collector I am, I had to get them all. And it's actually rumored that he's going to be in Arkham City, the sequel to Arkham Asylum. Again, very nice clamshell packaging that when you do look at it, it has a very nice cowl shape similar to Batman. You've got the nice Gotham City background, big old moon right there. Flip around here on the back. You got other figures that are in the line. Obviously, you have Bane, the armored Batman, Zsasz, and Poison Ivy. And then you come down a little bit, Batman Arkham Asylum, and you have the little brief read-up, giving you a kind of a synopsis of how the game works. So really nice. I really do love these packaging jobs that DC Direct does. Just fantastic, gorgeous looking. Let's get them open and see what type of figure we're going to get with good old Victor Zsasz. Okay guys, so here we have the Zsasz Man opened up and out of its packaging. Now, a little bit about Victor Zsasz himself. We first learn about the story of him, well, from him himself. We learned that he was a head of his own international company and had amassed a large personal fortune in addition to his own family's wealth. At the early age of 25 years old, his parents died in a boating accident which sent him into a huge Great Depression. No pun intended. He then turned to gambling and lost a lot of money in competitions around the world. One night he ended up in a Gotham City casino where he gambled everything he owned and ended up losing it all to, of all people, the Penguin. Immediately afterwards, he saw that his life was empty and was only driven by desire, and basically that there was no point to his existence. While he was attempting to commit suicide by jumping off of a Gotham City bridge, a homeless man tried to assault him with a knife after he refused to give him money. Zsasz then turned around, grabbed the knife, and basically saw in the man's eyes that all life is meaningless and that nothing nor anyone really matters. He basically then turned around and proceeded to stab the man to death as a gift for saving his life. From that moment on, he dedicated himself to liberating, well, what he calls liberating, others from their pointless existence. Many times, Zsasz refers to his victims as zombies. Now, he usually preys on young women, but has no qualms over who he really murders. Typically speaking, he slits the victims' throats and leaves them in a lifelike pose, adding a tally mark afterwards to himself each time. Now, he's been diagnosed, obviously, as insane, and is regularly incarcerated in Arkham Asylum, but when he breaks out, he carries on with his retarded liberation scheme. Now in the video game, like I said, we actually get a very limited amount of time with him, but in Arkham City there's a lot more in depth with Victor Zsasz, and I've actually since started enjoying the character, as morbid as that probably sounds. The figure itself is actually really nice. I was actually really surprised. I'm just gonna try and balance him here without the stand. He does have a hard time standing by himself if you don't get his feet just positioned properly. Well, his feet and his legs, I should specifically say. Now, he does come with the typical stand. This one now, oddly enough, like I said, a lot of these stands, it actually looks like the peg is meant to be removed. This one doesn't. This one stays in. My Harley Quinn figure, actually, it popped out all the time. This one is very secure inside there. I am still disappointed that these are just round black things, but at least we get stands with them. Something that I really do appreciate with collectible figures such as this, and something that I really do wish that companies that do great figures like this, such as NECA, would include with their stuff. Now, I know it would increase the cost, but really, how much could this possibly increase a cost? Now, the Zsasz figure itself, like I said, actually really has impressed me. The amount of articulation on it isn't substantial. It does have some movable parts, but you're not going to be able to create a lot of poses. You're basically stuck with the pose that it's already in, and you'll be able to kind of move those poses just around a little bit. Now, the head is on this ball joint, so you get a good range of motion with that. It's very stiff, and the head itself is absolutely gorgeous. Zooming on it, you can see just how wonderful that sculpt is. That is absolutely beautiful looking. Then just keeping zoomed in, you can see the tally marks on his body. I mean, they're all over the place. Absolutely gorgeous. He's got these little locking things on here. Obviously, he was incarcerated and escaped. Flip around here on the back, you can see some tattoos. He's also got some tattoos here on the head, which that's kind of weird looking. That's a little close, but kind of looks like a ghost or a skull or something in there. But you got the tally marks that continue onto the back here. Just absolutely gorgeous detail. One thing that I really love is the dirty look. I mean, look how his knees are. His knees look dirty, as if he's been scampering around on his knees. And then you get to his feet, and his feet also very dirty looking. I mean, dirty toenails. I mean, he's been walking around barefoot. Just absolutely gorgeous amount of detail on this figure. Now, his arms, they rotate out about that far, and they also rotate all the way around. But again, what you basically have here is a figure with the posability, but it's still stuck kind of, because you see the straps coming down here. Now, if you move it, obviously you destroy that illusion, but I mean, you really can do whatever you want. Now, he rotates at the upper part of the bicep. He has no articulation in the elbow, so again, all you're really going to be able to do is have him rotate here, go laga, 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 laga. And that's really pretty much it. Now, his arms, or specifically, I'm sorry, his wrists are on this little rotation joint, so you can rotate his wrists all the way around, and you can, you know, get his knives angled differently. These little chains they're actually metal, which is something I really like. I like that little bit of detail. He rotates here at the waist, back and forth at the hip area, and then right above here, I'd probably say mid-thigh, he rotates. But again, because the knees are stuck in this pose, I mean, you really can't do much. I mean, you're stuck pretty much with whatever kind of pose you can kind of get while still in this pose. Now, in terms of his accessories, in addition to the stand, he also does come with these two knives. Nothing too terribly spectacular. They're very plain, but they work as a psychopathic murderer's tools of destruction, I suppose. And they just peg into his hands. Well, not really peg, you just kind of wiggle them in there and slot them in. And I mean, really, it's a cool looking figure. I'm really actually surprised. This was a figure that I didn't anticipate liking too terribly much, and I've actually really grown to enjoy him. In terms of a character, he's not one of my personal favorites, but as for a figure itself, it's actually nicely done, and I'm really happy that they did it. I just really hope they do some of the other characters that we got in the original Arkham Asylum game. Specifically speaking, the Killer Croc. That I would love to have a Croc figure. But alas, maybe we'll have to wait for the actual Arkham City version. Who knows? But there you go, guys. Here's Victor Zsasz. Definitely a nice figure. And if you are collecting these, I do recommend picking him up just because it looks good with your other Batman figures from these sets. So until next time, guys, I want to thank you for tuning in. This has been Optibotimus. I'll talk to you later.